Welcome to Over 50. This is my Chiari Malformation playlist on YouTube, and I have put this together to try to help fellow warriors that are, one, diagnosed and contemplating surgery, those that are having surgery so that they can know possibly what to expect in the recovery phase at home. And I just realized that I've never ever covered fully what led me to my diagnosis. I've touched on it here and there, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a brief family history because I wasn't diagnosed until I was 51. So I was diagnosed in 2001, and just a lot of patients, at least from what my doctor at the Mayo Clinic told me, a lot of the cases that he sees are primarily people that are in their 20s to maybe late 30s. Not to say that there aren't people that fall outside that category. Obviously, I would, but he said a majority of people, usually presents itself earlier in life. So a brief family history. My mother used to have what they would call tension headaches, and this was back in the 70s and the 80s. And these headaches would basically, she would have to lay down. There was, close the door, don't go bother her. She basically couldn't do anything when these headaches would hit. And my sister, she gets these headaches too. So I guess it was post-COVID when the pandemic hit. I'd get headaches here and there, and I would have dizzy spells here and there, but I always just thought it was because, I hadn't eaten, or, I just stood up too quick, whatever. So I started having these headaches and dizzy spells, and they started off, one or two a month. Then it started one or two a week, and then it was like 3 or 4 a week. Then it started to be, 2 or 3 times a day. And then finally, when I was, when they did the MRI and the myelogram, which are some tests they use to, check, CSF flow and, to see, if you're herniated, the tonsils of your brain, if you've got flow. And they basically were able to determine that I was, 18 millimeters herniated. And I went to my doctor at St. Vincent's here in Jacksonville, and he came in and he said, "Hey, you've got Chiari Malformation type 1, showed me the herniation. So I can do your surgery, and I have no problem doing your surgery, but I would prefer to refer you to the Mayo Clinic because they do more of these, and this is more of their specialty. This is more in their wheelhouse." So I thought I would cover some of the symptoms that I had, and then some of the symptoms that some other friends of mine have mentioned that they have. So, and these are by no means a comprehensive list. I'm just giving you some information on what I had and what some people I know have had, so that you can view this video for what it's worth, and just trying to educate, just trying to help you maybe, or help someone out there possibly get the answers that they're looking for, or maybe steer them, to find out, hey, do I have this? Do I not have this? And etc. But something my doctor said is that sometimes a lot of the things that chronic fatigue syndrome, some of the symptoms that present as chronic fatigue syndrome, often can mean basically that you have actually Chiari malformation and not chronic fatigue syndrome. Things like neck pain, dizziness, obviously, as I mentioned, the headaches, numbness and tingling in your hands. I had this pain that would start here at my shoulder, and it would radiate all the way down my arm. And I remember I was teaching, thank goodness I was teaching online at the time. I would just be sitting there trying to teach my lesson, and I would be kind of just sort of, massaging my arm, trying to do anything to, to try to make the pain, somewhat bearable, so I could get through my lesson. And, maybe, if I was like a few minutes till lunch, and then, at lunch I could, I didn't have to try to deliver a lesson to the students and try to check for comprehension and all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. That's a whole other story for another day. but I had that pain just going down. Sometimes it would be numb, sometimes it would be tingling, sometimes it would just be a constant pain, sometimes shooting pain. Some people have difficulty swallowing, speech problems. This is the one thing that alerted my wife to the situation, and I would just finish with a Duval homeroom lesson, and this was right after the pandemic hit. So this would be like April of, say, 2020. And I was talking to my wife. We were having a conversation. And I did that right in the middle of the conversation. I was talking, and all of a sudden just stopped. Could not come up with the words, could not do anything. And all I remember is, my wife, jumping up out of her chair, running towards me, and asking me, are you okay? Are you okay? And then I just basically ended up, she had to guide me to the floor because I started to fall. So, those are things that, led me to the, to where I'm at, as far as, Chiari Malformation, and, just sort of like, I don't know. I'm trying to make this video helpful. I didn't know. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but those are the things that I had that led me to this. Basically, the way my doctor explained Chiari Malformation is basically as your skull and brain grow, your skull grows to a certain point, and your brain grows and continues to grow beyond the point to where basically your brain is too big for your skull. Therefore, your brain is obviously too large. You don't have CSF flow, and then that leads to all the symptoms that I mentioned. So this video has gone over 7 minutes. I really didn't intend for it to be this long, but I wanted to try to be comprehensive, and I was looking at some notes that I made because I wanted to try to keep this on point. But if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I answer to YouTube much faster than I do Facebook, just because Facebook and my phone, they don't get along. Just for whatever reason, I don't get notifications or anything like that. So, if I happen to be on my computer, I might see a notification on Facebook, but YouTube, it'll pop up, when I'm at school. So if I'm like on resource or something like that, or at lunch, or, whatever, I want to educate people, because when I was looking to have my surgery, I looked online and I only found one video. It was a 42-minute video of someone who had surgery, and it was interesting to see what all was involved with the surgery, and that it was, it's a major surgery, but nothing about the symptoms, nothing about, just what you can expect, what do you do when you get home and, you're in pain. So, a lot of my videos previously, you could see how I was reacting, week one after 1 week after surgery. It's like 1 week post-op, 2 week post-op. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button. That would let me know. If you have any comments, drop them in there. If you hit the subscribe button, I'm just trying to reach as many people as possible. So the more subscriptions I get, the more promotions that YouTube will get. Well, put my video out there so people can see it. But anyhow, I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to shut this off now. But just remember, I'm here for you. And if you need anything, just reach out. I'll help you as much as I can. And stay strong. And remember, you're a warrior, and you got this, and you'll be fine. So fight the good fight, warriors. I'll catch you later.